Welcome back to Hunter. This is Panic, this is watching anime, and what would happen if you combine some people with very loose morals, some eccentricities, some supernatural powers? Some would say that might be a bad idea, and I would really go along with them. Seeing Gon and Kid are in this tournament, this fight, and really the beginnings of all of this Nen aura devastation. How far can it go? Is there a cap on how much damage can be done? Well, we're a long way off fighting Ahsoka, so I guess we need to find out. The journey of them training their senses, becoming more, learning the secrets of all of this Nen, and what forms it will take. And then if you can make it natural, come out at any time, be able to control it as though you do your breathing. Oh god. And yet still, despite the existential dread of having people of stupendous strength with the will to do whatever they want just around every corner, let's still just enjoy a happy-go-lucky fun time adventure. And also, since the episode that I watched last had Kurapika on the verge of also picking up Nen, or at least being taught it, how far behind is Leorio? And are we going to get more of she's training on his side of things? Is he doing the right thing? Is this really for the best? If it wasn't him, they might have learned it from someone else. Someone less scrupulous. Oh, 1 month. Well, at least it's not on his bad arm. Oh, there we go. His healing capabilities are pretty good. I've never broken a bone, so I'm not going to comment on my regeneration, but small flesh wounds do heal up a lot quicker than usual. They're the most important. It's... Gotcha. It's good to watch your opponent, see what makes them tick, what they're doing. 8-3. Is it more that he didn't participate? Yeah. He's like, nah, it's not worth it. Oh. Definitely seems that way. Is there a particular reason as to why he didn't show up? Either, they're not worth it, or he was out enjoying himself elsewhere. He knows he's behind, but you can sense the excitement. He likes the challenge. Oh. He scored half of them. Or 3 of them. And what, does he hold himself in some sort of regard for being able to knock him down? Or is he here to repay him for that? Kind of like how Gon wants to repay Sokka. You just got to sit back and be a good boy for another month. I mean, watching a match is different. Well, okay, but how is this possible? Also, is it his own way of expressing his nen is just in regeneration? They've signed themselves up to something annoying here. They can't do what they want. They are slowly increasing in power, and their good boys actually keeping true to their word. His mind seems to be all over the place at the minute. Also, does all the Nen bits and pieces transfer over into the TV version? Or is it just 2 people looking very hard at each other? With then one falling over. Is that over a pit? No, thank you. He needs to go back to training. The fact he is taking this so seriously, attempting his best. I would not have that kind of self-control. Well, now, let alone when I was whatever age God is meant to be. Means Sokka cannot have the liberty of losing. What is this Castro? He doesn't have a standout design or anything, but you thought someone that is just muscle bound would have the guile to attack Sokka and actually get knocked down. I like it, it's just walking around with a bag of peanuts. Gotta keep your energies up. You're here to escort him to the arena, or is it just a closed... There's a sniper, you better watch out. Now, why was that hallway blocked off? And the door is open? Could this be concluded as like match interference? You can hide your presence, but you've got a long way to go. Or is there more? He's been trained in the art of assassination, but there's those that go above it. Do not follow the laws of physics. And he knows about you. It's a good idea, actually. And that is the truth here. No hidden motive of wanting an autograph. Actually landing a down on Sulkin. Why wouldn't you be interested in him? Not just merely the door. I mean, if he couldn't do that, it'd be pretty lousy. And it's best not to give your opponents a helping hand. He's burning. If he makes it to the Battle Olympia. But it was your idea, wasn't it, Kirua? You wanted to be at the top. Definitely don't let anyone else speak for you or put that idea there. Of course, that idea, the plan of being at the top in the Battle Frontier might have only been in his head for the past few seconds. For the main course. And Soka's not even taking a step back. Oh. Yeah, it's a nice hit. The first, what, was it just a feint? Or was it the same hand, just delayed? Actually putting him on the back foot a little. And drawing blood. How interesting. Is he... Is he going to use but a fraction of his power as well? Seeing an after image getting hit again, no matter what. How many times is he going to take before he gets a read on what's happening? I mean, the more he does it, the more... He'd be able to think of a way to combat it, but holy hell, it seems quite one-sided at the minute. Still, with all the spectators and the announcers and whatnot, some of them not really knowing about Ned. Who could turn him down? The fight's not over. I think she's starting to lose her mind. How is that feasible? I don't get it. So now that he has understood that, just put in some safeguards against it. Is it like Kid was after images where it's not actually him there somehow? I guess the time is Tiger Bite Feast. The time for Ahsoka to act is also here. Oh. However, we also haven't seen Ahsoka take any attacking action. If he can. It's cool to see what he can do. He's interested. Over. Ah, you got it. Is that 1 point? That's not the army held out. I mean, do you really think he would let his arm be taken so easily if it wasn't for some... Just stick it back on? If it wasn't for some plan of his? So we creates a double, hides his presence, and then moves around. That's not fair. There's 2 fighters in the arena on one side. How do you explain this with your science? I think she might not be cut out for doing these high level fights, commentating at least. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, is it not? And they're evil and they're out to kill you. Oh wait. I mean, it's definitely what some people believe. What if you're the doppelganger, though? Have you thought about that? So if he wouldn't be able to handle it, there would be questioning. So he did as he said. Learned, adjusted. He was always there. He was behind him the entire time. And yet able to control a duplicate version with separate actions simultaneously. Kind of impressive. And then what if there are times when they try and figure it out and don't react? Well, he doesn't use the double, he just goes in for the plain attack. Also, I'm guessing this might be a little bit more of the censoring, like the brown covering of the heart before when Killua ripped out of the prisoner. Or Hisoka is just made out of glitter. Actually, both could be viable. Oh, you've just added true to the front. You say he's in deep trouble, but he's not conceded defeat. He's not even went on the attack. Yeah, it's interesting. He's not as weak as he was in his eyes a little bit ago. He's not even watching the broadcast. He's being a good boy in his room. But considering the difference in the battles here, we got actual just hand-to-hand combat and a bit of Nen abilities being used to great effect. And then in Gon's fight, it was, I'm controlling some bunch of spinning tops with basically no real plan, just attack everything in front of them, including themselves. There'd be quite a few waves against them. And having the entirety of the episode focus almost outside of the main characters. Well, apart from Killua, but you could see the world at large and some new faces. Is her name? In this fight, we saw what happens when you have someone that actually knows about Nen coming up against an opponent and being able to evade while simultaneously observing. Maybe a little too closely, actually figuring out the forms of attack quite fast. Since Kashiro took Hisoka's arm, I'm assuming Hisoka will repay the favour in some way. Is the cessation of vital function in your opponents allowed in this tournament? I wonder, if it wasn't for Killua pushing on him saying, look, I've got these tickets to the big game, the big event, the big match. Come, let's go see Hisoka's fight. If Gon would have actually not wanted to watch it in the first place and keep up with his own training, only find out what Ahsoka's doing on the day of their actual match. Or when he meets him to hit him in the face. But also the anguish that Wing is going through, knowing that his lessons and his teaching can be so easily not only squandered, but twisted should things go wrong. No wonder he's got a little bit of anxiety. But if you have the commentators not knowing what's going on, they aren't well versed in Nen. So, or maybe they're just doing it on purpose to make sure the secrets don't go widespread. Much like Wing's worry about things getting into the wrong hands. But no, I'm going with they're not taught. They're not fighters, they don't need to know about Nen, they don't need to control their aura. They're just here to commentate. And those that know, those that don't, well, they get confused. And I am somewhere in the middle. But I'm enjoying Hunter x Hunter. These fights are interesting and I want to know where it will lead in the future. If one can conjure doppelgangers of themselves, where would someone with a little artistry in their work, a little imagination, where would it lead them? What would they do with this power? In what forms can Nen take? Is there any limits? Some interesting things to think about. But, moreover, we're nowhere near done. And considering this is the first episode of few this week, I think we need to get into it. So if you want to see more, consider letting me know. Leave a like and a comment on the video. Consider subscribing. But all in all, heal up well. Get yourselves a bit of rest. And I'll see you in the next one. If you want to be the reason people are shouting in astonishment, consider joining onto my Patreon, because who the hell would help support a channel like this? But you can stand aside Noku, Raywin, Sal, Arthia, Kite, Shiwan, Mads, Gurley, Cardboard, Mega42, Akane, Tori Jane, Danny Sweet and everyone else. And you know what? Even without some aura reading powers, I can definitely tell each and every one of you have helped more than you would know.